Hello, hello. We're back. Grand Theft Auto 3, Liberty City, Staten Island. Great place to be. Working my way through some missions here. So, I'm a bit ashamed that I have failed this particular mission 3 straight times now. It's really not that difficult. I don't know what my problem is. I think half of it is because I'm not paying attention because I'm trying to talk. Half of it is because I don't know. I'm not as good at video games as I was in 2001. Yeah, that's half and half, which would be 50-50. Yeah, so the mission I'm on is you have to drive around and kill 8 yardies. It's a Kenji mission. I've done a few Kenji missions so far, so I must be getting close to the end, but I don't remember off the top of my head where it ends with him. I'm trying to do all the contacts in the order that I'm getting them. So after I'm done with Kenji, I'm going to move on to Ray, and then once I'm done with him, I will unlock Shoreside. Yeah, so anyway, I'm struggling with this mission. It really shouldn't be that difficult. The first time I failed it was my own fault. I had spotted a car that I needed, and I got out and took it. But the other 3 fails, or 2 fails, were just terrible. So yeah, let's try not to do that again. Alright, I am going to go actually pick up my car first. I don't want to take this stupid manana the whole time. I'd like to get a Stinger. I was riding around in a decent car last time, and then it got blown up, and then I had to get a new one. And the manana was what was in front of me, so that's what I took. Let's not do that this time. Let's get in the good old Banshee. Yeah, like I said before, I'm driving around without the radio on. I don't know how the whole copyright strike thing works. I'd rather just avoid that problem, so I am not playing these with the radio on, at least for the Let's Plays. Which is a shame, because I do love the radio. I should probably research that a bit and make sure that it's something I have to do, because maybe with the volume low enough, it won't matter. Having game volume on pretty low, I can hear it myself, but you know, the mic I'm using doesn't seem to pick it up off the TV, so even though I can hear it myself, the recording volume is fairly low. But to be perfectly honest, I've been a bit lazy and haven't done that research yet, so for the moment, this is what I'm doing. I've been enjoying these. I wasn't really sure how many I was going to do, how far I was going to take it, what I was going to do with my channel, but it's been fun. I think I'm going to keep on doing them at least for a little while I have some free time. I mean, I'm playing the games anyway. I might as well throw on a microphone and record. But I've got to get. I should probably get some better equipment if I'm going to keep on doing it. For once, I'm using a PS4 headset. That's literally like all I have to record, which actually puts up pretty good audio. I just don't have a pop filter, which is a bit of a problem. Some of my videos have been worse than others. The ones where I have it a little too close to my mouth. I'm trying to avoid that. But I would like to get a legit microphone with a pop filter, or just something that's a little bit better. The other problem with this is this headset that I have. It's a fairly nice one. I forget which one it was. It's the wired one. It's not one of the wireless headsets, but it's a pretty solid one. And I basically bought it for, I think, Destiny. I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. I think I bought this specifically for Destiny, and I'd started using it, and within not even a week, I had it sitting on my floor, and I stepped on one of the headphones, and it broke. It snapped like the earpiece off the rest of the unit. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I am ridiculously clumsy, and at the time, I lived in an apartment with a roommate, and you know, I had all my stuff in my room, like my PC, all my games, so I mostly just hung out in my own room, and there's tons of stuff on the floor, and for whatever reason, I had thrown the headphones on the floor after I'd played, and they were just sitting there, and then I stepped on them, and crashed. So the pair of headphones that is sitting around my neck right now has one earpiece on and the other one dangling off, like half attached with duct tape, because I was still playing Destiny at the time, and I needed a pair of headphones, and this is what I had, and I wasn't going to buy a new one, especially where that was the only multiplayer game I was playing. So I just crudely reattached it with duct tape because I couldn't. It was snapped. It wasn't going to go back on without using glue somehow. So yeah, like I said, duct taped it and continued using it for Destiny, and now I haven't actually played Destiny in a while. I haven't played any online multiplayer games in a while, so when I was looking to start these, I needed a mic, and was like, oh, what do you know? This is a mic. It seems to work pretty well. Let's try it out. So it works fairly well. Like I said, no pop filter. But the audio is good enough for my purposes, at least for the moment. And it's just a little awkward sitting here because it's got that one, earpiece that's just hanging off the damn thing. It just feels a little uncomfortable. I need to get one of them clip-on mics that, professionals use. You probably get a halfway decent one without having to pay too much, for my purposes. Again, not looking to make hundreds of thousands of dollars off this. Just a fun thing to do. Fun way to play games. Fun way to, catalog or log my gaming. Oh, there's the bus again. The bus is the reason that I failed that mission the first time. I needed that for the Portland Import-Export Auto Garage, and it's one of the only ones I didn't have. I just started this mission, and I spotted one, and I was like, I need that! So I stopped, jumped out, grabbed the bus, and failed the mission. Uh-oh. Gonna die. There we go. Alright. That's one more car exploded. So being a trophy whore, of course, I've looked up the trophy list for this game, and one of the things you've got to do is you have to explode 2,000 cars. Oh, you're kidding me, that's going to take forever. But I'll do it. If I get all the other trophies, I will do it. I am a trophy whore. I love my trophies. And for a game like this, that is one of my all-time favorites. I will happily do a little grindy stuff to get my platinum trophy. I want my platinum trophy on my profile for this game. I love this game very much, and even going back to it now, even with the clunky controls and the PS2 graphics, it's still phenomenal. I love it. I've been absolutely loving this playthrough. And if I do get stuck on a mission, there's YouTube guides now that I can use, which didn't exist in 2001, so it's a bit easier. In my last video, I also beat one of the most difficult missions in the game, at least in my opinion. I was very happy about that. The mission's called Kingdom Come. It's the mission where you are tricked into getting into a car in like an enclosed parking lot, and all these crazy drugged up guys with bombs strapped to them come after you, and you have to blow them up and blow up their van. And it's difficult because they come at you from 3 different directions, and if any of them get near you, you're dead. Because if they run into you, you blow up. If you shoot them and blow them up too close to you, they blow up. So it's like you really got to nail them early. But I was able to get through that. I'm very happy about that. So anyway, I'm making good progress. I have finished the Concordia missions in Staunton, and I have now finished the Kenji missions. So the next thing I need to do is do Ray's missions, and then I will unlock Shoreside. I think Rays are a little more heavy duty, so there might be some challenging ones in there. But once I get through his missions, I will be able to unlock Shoreside and be very happy about that. So now I don't remember if I need to.
Get an honorable discharge if he turns state evidence. He just squealed. He's under armed protection.
I'll watch this first so I know what I'm doing.
Some apartment behind a car park. Torch that place. That's it. Flush your mouth.
Oh, I remember this one. I totally remember this one. So what I was gonna say is I don't remember if the Ray missions are all in a row, or if before the last one you have to stop and do something more for Kenji or Asuka. I don't remember. But I guess I will find out soon enough. I think they're all in a row. I'm pretty sure they are, but let's see. So I'm wondering if they are going to give me Molotov cocktails. I think you have to Molotov the place. Yeah, I can picture this one. You're in that little like garage area, and like between a couple of buildings. It's like almost like an alley with a garage, and I think you have to torch or throw a Molotov into the windows of the house, I believe. About to find out. Yeah, this one right here, with the paint spray is. Yeah, I totally remember this one. All right, there we go. Well, this guy is effed in the A. Grenades, I guess. I thought you needed a Molotov. Pretty sure there's Molotovs. Maybe there's Molotovs in this game. Maybe I'm imagining that. Well, we'll see. That one missed. That missed. I have no idea how far you can throw these things. It's not far enough, but I had 42 of them, so I'm not worried. The problem is that the closer I get, I can't see if it's going in or not, but I guess if it doesn't fall, then it went in. Alright, there we go, I'm getting there. Damn. Come on, it's gonna be close enough. Seriously. This is not real life, this is a video game. Jesus. This is maddening. Am I missing something? Is there like an easier way to do this? It's one of those deals where if I really need to, I can look up a guide, but I'm not really that interested in doing that. Seriously, I've hit that window like 3 times now. Come on. Come on, Claude. Call him Claude. I don't, I mean, I'm assuming it's pronounced Claude, but, I always thought that was interesting. I forget where that comes from. Like, I know that's his name, but they never say that anywhere. I don't recall it being in the instruction booklet or anything. I don't remember how people, like, found out that the protagonist's name was Claude. I do remember reading that in, like, 2002. But I don't remember how people figured that out because, they don't say it. How would you even know that? I think when I read that was actually after San Andreas came out. Actually, now that I think of it, it wasn't even when this game was out. I remember because if you've played San Andreas, at one point in time, the main character ends up dating Catalina, who is the enemy in this game. And while that's going on, when Catalina dumps you, in the scene where she dumps you, she like is showing off her new boyfriend, and it's you, it's the guy from 3, which is a funny little Easter egg. Well, not an Easter egg, it's in the main story, but it's just a funny little flashback to 3. But I think it was at that point in time that I read somewhere that his name was Claude. And I'm like, where do you get this? I just called him Fido because that's what Catalina calls him. Oh no, that's what I think that's what Maria calls you. No, sorry, not Catalina. Maria calls you Fido. So I just assumed he was referred to as Fido because how the hell would you know his name is Claude if it doesn't say that anywhere? But that is his name. That is canon, as they say. Oh, I thought maybe that was a package. There's gotta be a package somewhere in here, right? Let's think. Otherwise, why would it let me in here? Maybe not. Huh, guess I'm wrong. I just figured they wouldn't, maybe those scenes just exist for the cutscenes with Ray. Those places just exist for that reason. You don't actually have to go in there. I think that's why. I know there's a way to glitch this game, and reach the opening scene. If you played the whole game, you remember the opening scene. You and Catalina and like 1 or 2 other guys are robbing a bank in somewhere. And the place where you are, like the location, doesn't actually exist in the 3 normal parts of the game world. But to build that cutscene, to build that opening movie, they had to, create that scenery. So it exists in the game's code, but it exists somewhere, far outside the 3 normal areas that you're not supposed to get to. But if you can, I think you need to fly the dodo. And if you're like really, really good with flying the dodo, you can actually get out there and see that like small strip of game where the opening scene takes place, which is really interesting. It's one of those things where I would love to do it just once, just for the hell of it, but in reality, I don't really need to. I've beaten the game plenty of times. I've seen the thing on the video. It's like I have to, go out and spend the time to do that. But it's a funny little, not Easter egg because it wasn't meant to be there, but it's a fun little trick. It's one of those things where I'd like to do it just to say that I did it, but it's really not that big a deal. It's kind of like getting to the room with the cake in Portal 1. If you know Portal, obviously everyone knows the whole cake joke, but the image of the cake on the table, that image exists somewhere in the game, and you can get to it if you glitch. You've got to do all this like jumping down platinum that you're not supposed to go down. But yeah, you can, jump down all these platinums and get to a place you're not supposed to be, and then you can eventually get into that room, I believe. But it's another one of those things that it'd be really cool to do it, but I've seen the video, I don't really need to. That was a freaking mess. This doesn't seem like it should be that difficult, but it is. What I need to do is not start the mission with 2 stars. I wish you could just hail a cab. That's one thing I like about some of the later games. You can just hail a cab if you need to. That's when you gotta steal it. Alright, let's give this one more round and see if I can get it. And then, if I fail miserably again, I will end the video. Or if I succeed, I will probably end the video as well. But I'm gonna keep playing this though. I'm still having fun with this. Obviously, I'm trying for platinum, so I'm gonna keep on going with it. And hopefully, it will not join the list of my games that I'm working on for platinum that will never finish, which is growing by the week, I feel. I was mentioning earlier, I have this one I'm working on. I have Fallout 4 that I'm working on. I have Shovel Knight that I'm fairly close to the platinum in. Shovel Knight's a little different though, because there is some legitimately challenging stuff that I need to do to get the platinum in that, whereas this one, there'll be a few challenging things like the rampages and the final mission, but I don't anticipate having any trouble getting the platinum. And Fallout, the same thing. The mission the trophy where you've got to get the 100% happiness in Fallout is going to be a bit of a bitch, but it should be doable with a guide. And I'm going to basically do that last, so that I just use whatever resources I need and not worry about how it's going to F up my game. But Shovel Knight's a little different though. In Shovel Knight, I'm missing a couple of trophies that will actually be challenging. One of them is the No Death Run, and while I think I'm going to get that one without a problem, the one I'm more worried about is the Speed Run. I'm hoping by the time I've completed the No Death Run, I'm good enough at each of the levels where I can complete the Speed Run, but that's the only one I'm legitimately worried about. All the rest of them shouldn't be a problem. I've already actually got most of the rest of the ones I need. The only other ones I think I'm still missing are the one with we have to go through the game without falling in the pit, which is the same as doing a No Death Run, so I just doubled up that one. I forget what else I need. There's 1 or 2 other ones I need, but those are the 2 big ones that I still need to get. Hopefully I'll be able to get them. That'd be a good one to have. It'd be a nice one just to have in the profile, because it's a it's a challenging platformer. It's not super difficult, but it's a fairly challenging game. I've got some pretty cool platinums on my profile in terms of challenge. I wouldn't say I've got a lot of challenging ones, but I've got some sort of impressive ones. I've got my 2 favorites are probably Demon Souls, which was actually my second one. That was when I first started getting into trophy hunting. I had bought Demon Souls and I was just playing it for fun, and then I started getting into doing the achievements, and I ended up going all the way and getting every one of them. I love that game. That is one of my favorite games of all time, and easily my favorite game of the last generation. I love that game a lot. And then I have another one that I'm really proud of is Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy is a fantastic game. If anyone is even remotely into indie games or platformers or roguelikes, that game is so much fun. Such a brilliant idea. And the tough thing about that one that's difficult is there's one trophy where you have to beat the game without using the Architect. And what the Architect does, if you know anything about that game, is the Architect locks down the castle. It's a roguelike, so every time you go into the castle, it changes. The layout changes, and you have to kind of discover everything all over again. The Architect locks it down, which makes it easy for you to get right to bosses and stuff like that. So if you're just looking to beat the game, the Architect is a good way to make it easier. So anyway, the trophy requires you to beat the game without using the Architect, and you only have, I think, 15 deaths to do it. And maybe that might sound like a lot if you don't know the game, but that is not a lot. That is very challenging, and I tried many, many times before I got it. I came close a couple of times, got to the last boss with like 2 deaths to spare, couldn't beat him. So what I did was I practiced a bit on the last boss, got good at him, and then beat him. Which I don't know if you consider that cheating or not. I wouldn't. I had considered cheesing it by just using you know, save files. You can upload to the cloud a save file and then just kind of reset that to keep going back to it without having died. But one of my buddies, who's also a big trophy hunter, was making me do that because we both bought the game at the same time. We both just absolutely fell in love with it. It's such a good game. And he had, we were talking about getting the platinum. He was like, I want to do this the right way. He's like, I'm looking at all these guides and everyone's saying to just, you know, cheese the save and keep going back to your or keep reloading your cloud save. And it's like, wow, what's wrong with that? He's like, no, I love this game. We gotta get it the right way. So I was like, all right. So mostly because of his influence, I decided that I refused to cheat, and I was gonna get it the right way. And I had debated it a bit, but I ended up going, you know, taking the same path he did and getting it the right way. Kind of happy I did. That's an awesome trophy to have. It's a really good game, and it's challenging. And it's I mean, that game is challenging anyway, let alone trying to get the platinum in it. Anyway, way off topic here, but well, I guess it's a Let's Play. There really is no topic. So I am done for the moment. I am probably going to keep on playing, but this portion at least is done. So I'm going to continue the Ray Wachowski missions next time. Actually, I think it's Wachowski. Wachowski is the director. Anyway, next time.